Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to this, your February 15th through February 29th reading and predictions. Yes, you heard that correctly. February 29th. This year is a leap year. So, in addition to all of these other energies that we're feeling, that we're experiencing, we have an extra day in 2024 in order to be able to enjoy all of this newness coming in. The newness, Pluto moving into Aquarius, moving back into Capricorn, moving back into Aquarius. Yeah, it's going to be a really exciting year. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I do not specialize in astrology, but I do kind of keep track of some of the bigger energies that we're going to be experiencing. And this Pluto moving into Aquarius, moving back out of Aquarius, moving back into Aquarius in 2024 is pretty big. Okay, Sagittarius. For those of you who are new here, thank you so much for trusting and clicking on this video. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support this channel. If this video resonates for you, please consider hitting like and subscribing to the channel. Stick around all the way until the end. Please have your questions ready. If you have a burning question that requires a yes/no answer, at the very end of this video, I will be pulling cards that will determine either yes or no for you. Okay. The Sagittarius, in your last reading covering the time frame from February 1st to February the 15th, there were a number of characters on the tarot cards that appeared who were all wearing blindfolds. In fact, I think there were 3. Let me just check my notes here. All right, 2 cards appeared in your reading, both of which the characters were wearing blindfolds, indicating that there was something you weren't seeing and there was an old belief system that you were holding on to that you really needed to let go of, because the cards indicated there was an opportunity for you to move into more awareness and consciousness, but you were going to have to let go of this other stuff. Take the blindfold off and really begin to see the bigger picture. Let's start pulling your cards. The first cards that we're going to pull for you are going to be cards of where you are at now and what is influencing you now as I do this reading in the middle of February for you. Okay, we've got 3 cards out. Is that one going to come out? Come out? Yes. Wasn't sure if it was going to fall off the top of the deck there. Oh, we've got 2 major arcanas sticking up. Sir, 3 cards? I thought there was 4. Okay. You have 3 out of 3 cards. 3 out of 3 cards came up as Major Arcana. They came up in this order: the Judgment card, the Strength card, and the Devil. Let's start with the Judgment card for you, Sagittarius. The Judgment card is a card that is numbered 20 in the Major Arcana. You are almost on the verge of closing out a soul lesson, a cycle. So what do you need to do? Well, the Judgment card asks us to go back over the recent past of our lives, not our whole lives. Oh, geez, that would be a little overwhelming, but just go back over the recent past and certain lessons that are popping up for us, and take a look and see what worked for you, what didn't work for you, and really sit. I mean, most of the time we ask ourselves not to sit in judgment of ourselves, but when this card appears, it is asking us to sit in judgment. So, tying in your last reading into this one with the characters that were blindfolded, this card is indicating that you've taken the blindfolds off and you're seeing the bigger picture and you're going, oh my gosh, how did I miss that? How did I not see that? Okay, what caused me? This is part of the sitting in judgment. What caused me to not see that? That's not going to work for me going forward. So I'm going to, discard that judgment or that belief system that I was holding on to. And then what was it that allowed me to finally wake up and take that blindfold off? Yes, that's a good lesson. I'm going to bring that lesson forward. These are the types of things that we're looking at when the Judgment card comes in. The opposite side of the Judgment card is, are you sitting in judgment of another? When you judge someone else based on your life experiences, because how else are you going to judge someone else? You haven't lived their lives. But if you're judging them from your life experiences and you're looking kind of down your nose at them, oh, why would they do it that way? Sagittarius, you are diminishing your own abilities and capacities to grow. So that's the caveat to the Judgment card coming out. Make sure that if you are going to sit in judgment, the only person you are allowed to sit in judgment of is yourself, not others. You have the Strength card. I like that the Strength card came out for you, Sagittarius, right beside the Judgment card, because the Strength card is about us recognizing and acknowledging our own internal strengths, our own ability and capacity to get through whatever this crazy life throws at us, including when we sit in judgment of ourselves. Sometimes we need that Strength card, because there's that, when we're sitting in judgment of ourselves, there's that pull, want, human desire to beat ourselves up for it, for the wrongs that we saw. Now, the Judgment card, let me go back to this for a minute. The Judgment card is not about sitting in self-criticism and then wallowing in, oh my God, how did I not see that? And I beating myself up because of it. That's not what this card is about. This is actually a positive card, and it's about, this worked in my life for this soul lesson, and this did not work in my life for this soul lesson. I am ready to move forward. I'm ready to see things from a new perspective, but the way I see the world has changed with this Judgment card. Sometimes when the way that we see or perceive the world changes, we need strength. Now, the very next card that came out for you is the Devil. The Devil is a card of ego and temptation. As you've mastered this 20 card, the Judgment card, and you are on the verge of closing off a cycle and a soul lesson, and you are stepping into your own strength, you're going to need that strength as well, not just so that you are not sitting in judgment of another and so that you are not judging yourself too harshly, but also because when we're on the verge of closing off a soul lesson, this character likes to show up. This devil likes to show up. He is about temptation, and he is going to tempt you to close your eyes to the new lessons that you have just seen and that you have just learned. Also, the devil coming up with the Judgment card in your reading, despite the fact that they're not right next to each other, is also an indication that there is a temptation on your part to judge others harshly. But there's a saying that's coming up for me. I'm going to paraphrase. This is not word for word how the saying goes, but the indigenous peoples of North America have a saying about, you shall not judge another until you have walked 3 moons in his moccasins. If you are not walking the identical path with the identical thoughts, with the identical criticisms and compliments that another person has received throughout their life, then you are not allowed to sit in judgment of that person, despite the fact that the devil tempts you to do so, Sagittarius. Okay? Make sure you're not coming from a place of ego at this time. So as you're experiencing this soul awakening, this soul lesson, this shift, don't be coming from a place of ego in that. Ooh, things are about to get loud. There is a train that's about to go by and blow its horn. Not sure whether the mic's going to pick it up, but it's about to get loud. Okay, we're going to pull cards for what you are focusing on, Sagittarius, for the latter half. Oh my goodness, we have the King of Wands. King of Wands, oh, also happens to have a large lion portrayed prominently on it, just like the Strength card does. So I do want to go out on a limb here and say, Sagittarius, you might want to watch for some Leo the Lion energy coming in here. Yeah, King of Wands. You'll notice that there is the lion up on the top of the card there. And on this Strength card, you have Leo the Lion. This is indicating that, Sagittarius, there may be a Leo coming in order to help you and guide you in the coming days and weeks. The King of Wands is the king of fire, ruled by the element of fire. He's the king that gets stuff done. Okay? He is the king that sets his intentions and it's go time. So, right now, Sagittarius, you know what? That's really loud. I'm going to just pause. Hello, Sagittarius. Sorry about that. That was overwhelmingly loud. I do apologize. I do not edit my videos, so all I did was pause and restart again. Because, yeah. Okay, so getting back to this King of Wands in what you are focusing on, is getting stuff done. Getting stuff done in a way that you're at that point, especially with this Judgment card and being on the verge of closing off a soul lesson. You're at that point of, I don't care what anybody else thinks about what I'm doing and what I plan to do. I am doing this stuff. Okay. Again, judgment. You're at that point where you don't care about the judgments of others because you are no longer judging others as well. It is a balancing act. I'm no longer sitting in judgment of others, and therefore, I really don't care if somebody sits in judgment of me. This is exciting, Sagittarius. I like this. All right, let's take a look at your difficult influences. Yeah, difficult influences and challenges at this time. Train is still rolling down the rail right outside the door, but at least we can't hear the horn anymore. Difficult influences and challenges for Sagittarius. Okay. We have a lot of cards that came out, so we're just going to mix these ones up. Okay. Sometimes it's harder to get one. Nope. Okay. We have two. Wow. The Sagittarius, you have so much Leo energy around you. It is unbelievable. You have the Strength card again in your reading. You had the Strength card come out for where you are at now, helping you to get through judgment and the devil. And now you have the Strength card in your difficult influences. This card in your difficult influences is indicating, I don't know how powerful I really am. I'm kind of doubting myself here. Look for lion energy, lioness energy. Look for people to support you who may be Leos. This is really, really powerful. I also want to point out here that currently we have 6 cards in your reading. And of the 6 cards, only one is not Major Arcana. And even the one card that is not Major Arcana is still a king. Huge energies for you right now, Sagittarius. So again, in your difficult influences, you have this Strength card. This is the second time for the Strength card. This is you kind of waffling, going, oh God, am I really strong enough to handle all of this? And the other card that you have in your difficult influences is the High Priestess. See if you can get that into focus without the lighting kind of screwing things up. And the High Priestess is probably the most psychic character in the deck, the most intuitive character in the entire deck. This is the card of divine feminine energy. We hear about feminine intuition all the time, women's intuition all the time. And this character is the epitome of that. This character is the epitome of you going about your day and stopping dead in your tracks and going, uh-oh, I need to make a phone call. And phoning that friend that you know is sitting on the edge and just needed to hear your voice. This is the epitome of that. This came up in your difficult influences, however, indicating that right now, Sagittarius, part of the lesson, you're learning this lesson on. I'm stopping for a minute because there's a psychic download and it's hard to verbalize it. You are learning a lesson right now on a very physical 3D plane. But in order for you to up your game, in order for you to really achieve the next level and get the world card coming out in your reading, like the world card is the 21st card in the Major Arcana. It is the absolute, I'm closing this cycle. The judgment card is I have to sit in judgment of myself, of all of these things that have happened, and determine what lessons I'm going to take forward and what I'm going to leave behind. And then the world card is the card of I'm closing off this cycle. I am done with this soul lesson. And in order for you to achieve that, you have to, Sagittarius, not only learn these lessons in the physical 3D reality as part of your humanness, but you also need to integrate these lessons on a soul level. You having the high priestess in your difficult influences is indicating that it's not sunk in yet. Now, that's right next to the strength card. Again, you have Leo the lion represented here 3 times already in your reading, indicating that there may be a Leo coming in who's going to help you to really integrate these lessons in on a soul level. Let's take a look at your messages that the universe wants you to hear at this time. Okay. Possess self-confidence and inspire others. Possess self-confidence and inspire others. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the strength card coming out twice in your reading, the King of Wands coming out, the King of Wands is a pretty self-confident guy. So yeah, but the messages the universe wants you to hear, possess self-confidence. Really, really grab that and hold it and inspire others. As you're going through this growth process, you are being called upon to inspire others without coming from a place of ego. Remember that little devil that came in here? Don't come from a place of ego. You still have more to learn. You still have more to integrate on that soul level, but yeah. I think in a couple of months, Sagittarius, you might be stepping into the role of mentoring others on a path and journey of growth, but you yourself right now need to be mentored. Yeah. Be on the lookout for a mentor coming in for you, Sagittarius. I think there might be a mentor coming in for you. I was waiting for that card to show up. You just had the Hierophant come up. In my opinion, when I'm doing tarot readings and the one card in the tarot and the work that's indicated by that card levels people up more than any other card in the deck. And that's the Hierophant. All right. You have the wheel coming up in your unexpected. I love that this card came up in your unexpected. The wheel also represents the wheel of fortune. In other words, at this point in time, with the lessons that you're learning, with this judgment card, and you know, you're on the verge of closing out a soul lesson and a cycle. You've got the strength coming in, indicating you're really, really strong. Even though maybe you don't always recognize it, this King of Wands indicating that you're ready to move up and onwards and really be powerful about that. The High Priestess, the High Priestess being in your difficult influences is not saying that you cannot tap those intuitive energies. What it is saying is that you're just struggling against doing that. The Wheel of Fortune is the card that, hey, delays are over. We're spinning the Wheel of Fortune. And as it goes round and round, it's going to say, yep, you learned this lesson. You're going to level up here. You didn't learn that lesson? Yeah, you're not going to level up there. We're going to send you someone that's going to teach you that lesson another time. So this is about good luck. It is about the tides are turning in your life and that you are changing and shifting. I want to point out as well, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards, you have 7 major arcana. Sagittarius, you are changing and shifting huge right now. All right, so the Wheel of Fortune in your unexpected, yes, your fortunes are changing. And the lessons that you are going to be presented with are changing and shifting at this time. Now, I mentioned the Hierophant. This is the Unity card, the number 5 card in the Major Arcana. Out of all of the cards, my personal opinion is that when we do Hierophant work or Unity work, we level up more quickly. We awaken our internal High Priestess faster than when we do any other work in the tarot, and that is the Hierophant. Hierophant work involves looking at the institutions in our lives. The very first institution that we're presented with, of course, is family. And then we look at society. Then we look at educational, religious institutions, the institution of wherever we work and the philosophies that they have. When we look at those, we look at our family and go, there's a tradition. My family's been holding on to that tradition for 190 years. Why? Why am I still doing it that way? We look at the institution of religion and we go, is this still working for me? The religion that was developed 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, do the tenets of that religion, the traditions of that religion, why am I still following it? That is the work of the Hierophant. And nothing will level you up faster than looking at the various institutions in your life and questioning everything. I'm telling you, Sagittarius, this is your powerhouse card. Do the work of the Hierophant. And when you do, so much growth. So much growth. I can't tell you. It's hard work, though. I won't tell you it's easy in any way, shape, or form. It is difficult, but it is also rewarding. 6 of Spring corresponds to the 6 of Wands. This is a card of success. This is a card of wonderful news is on its way. And that's in your unexpected. So definitely there are huge changes and shifts happening here for you. All right, where are we going for your final general overall outcome? And then we're going to get to your yes/no questions. Final general overall outcome for Sagittarius for late February. I'm sensing I might need a clarification card for that one. I don't know why. We'll see. Let's see what the card is. Ah! Oh my God. I don't believe it. Sagittarius. You started off here with the Judgment card, the number 20 card, showing that you were on the verge of reaching completion, that you were on the verge of getting the world, closing off a huge soul cycle lesson. I don't need a clarification card for that one. There you go. Look at the number on this card. Right there. Right there. Ah, my fingers won't work. Right there. That is the 21st card of the Major Arcana. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Major Arcana in your reading, Sagittarius, and you have the completion card. The last piece of the puzzle is on the verge of falling into place, and you are leveling up. Your spiritual lessons, your growth, your capacity to be able to see outside of the 3D world, your ability to interact with others, have deeper, more meaningful relationships with others, to do this Hierophant work. And Hierophant work is about doing the work of, I don't care what you think, I'm questioning everything right now. And I'm making my own decisions and choices. Oh my gosh, I am so excited that this card is the last card of your reading, because every indication was that you were moving towards this. And this card is indicating that as you round out February and look towards March, you are closing out a soul lesson and you are moving into something brand new. Super excited for you, Sagittarius. Okay. I've got my little deck ready. Please ask your yes/no question. You may wish to close your eyes. Ask the question 2 or 3 times in your mind quietly. And I will shuffle up the deck here. Yes or no for Sagittarius? Yes or no for Sagittarius? That was really weird. I had an itch right on my third eye as I was doing this. Okay. We have one card that has flipped out for you. I don't even know what it is. Are you ready, Sagittarius? In response to your question, here is your answer. Please reconsider. Reconsider. All right, Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If this video resonated deeply for you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. It'll help get these messages out to more people just like you. And if you are interested in a private consultation with me, all of my contact details are down below. I would love it if you would honor me by allowing me to do your next reading for you at the beginning of March.